Tonight, Anambra State Governor Soludo laments killing of U.S. Embassy staff, goes after killers. NOA Director Uchendu urges Nigerians to embrace peace. On national matters, federal government provides additional 360 PHCs to tackle hypertension in 17 states. On the foreign scene, children reportedly survived 16 days in jungle after plane crash in Colombia. Before the news in detail, there is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and thanks for joining us on ABS Evening News. My name is Chinyere Ikioreke. Government of Anambra State has condemned what it described as unprovoked killing of United States Embassy staff and others in the state. This was contained in Governor Chukwuma Soludo's press statement signed by his press secretary, Mr. Christian Abrime, and made available to the media. He commiserated with the bereaved families and organizations, particularly the U.S. Embassy, over the death of her staff and policemen who were attacked by gunmen along Atanio Samala Road, Ogbaru local government area, while they were on a mission in the state. The governor called it a heinous and unprovoked attack, stating that his administration has worked assiduously with gallant security operatives to massively degrade criminality and restore law and order in the last 1 year lifespan of his administration. He basked in the fact that Anambra is currently one of the safest states in Nigeria. Recalled how 2 weeks ago a notorious criminal gang leader operating mostly in a neighboring state was gunned down with 4 of his team members when they made incursion into Anambra State and recovered huge deadly weapons. Governor Soludo said that the unfortunate incident which happened in the remote community in Ogbaru local government area is a reminder that senseless and murderous act can still be perpetrated by the criminal gang, assuring that the government of Anambra State will actively work with security agencies to unravel the incident or identity of the attackers and smoke out the criminals to face justice for their crime, while calling on people who can afford useful information about the identity and whereabouts of the criminals to volunteer themselves through the secured security phone numbers or to any of the security agencies, promising handsome reward for such informant as investigation continued. He assured Indian Anambra and visitors of his administration commitment to law and order, pointing out, however, that the visiting team made their own security arrangement and totally bypassed the existing security architecture in the state, as the state government was not aware of the humanitarian mission of the visiting team. The governor gave reassurance to the U.S. Embassy of unraveling commitment to the safety and security of its officials in the state, said that in a place like part of Ogbaru, where security forces have been fighting the criminals and oil bunkers, the sight of few policemen can attract vengeance from the criminal gang, and advise of correction of such lapses and ensuring better coordination to help prevent such avoidable incidents in the future. The Anambra State Police Command has intensified manhunt for killers of a team of officials from the Lagos Consulate of the United States of America and their police escort who were ambushed along Atanio Samla Road in Ogbaru local government area on Tuesday. Briefing journalists at the State Police Command, Amobia, the State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Echeng, explained that preliminary investigation conducted by the command following the incident revealed that 5 male officials of the U.S. Consulate and 4 armed mobile police escorted from Lagos on a mission to assess the impact of erosion in Ogbaru local government area were traveling in a convoy of 2 vehicles when they suddenly came under attack by armed men who targeted them with gunfire and set their vehicles ablaze. Paul Ezeuke filed the report taken from here.
According to the police commissioner, information from the U.S. Aid Authority disclosed that 5 of their staff and 4 policemen were involved in the attack. CP Cheng said that the remains of the deceased persons have all been recovered and deposited in a morgue, while the State Police Command and other security agencies are working round the clock in concert with the government of Anambra State to find and rescue the missing officials and requested members of the public to assist the security operatives with information about the identities and locations of the culprits. he disclosed that the joint security forces comprising police tactical teams from the command and troops of the Nigerian Army as well as the Nigerian Navy raided a camp in Ogwa community of Obaru Council area, which was suspected to be the hideout of the assailants, but discovered that it had been deserted. The 2 persons of interest were arrested and are currently assisting the police in the investigation, while the criminal camp was razed down by the joint security team.
Appropriate time will be able. All you need to know is that they are talking to the police. We are also looking at their phones, and it's already assisting the police on how to go forward. Investigation is ongoing. At the appropriate time, you will be informed. And I categorically stated here that 2 people are missing. Until we find them, we will not relent in our efforts. So our rescue and recovery operation is ongoing as I speak. We will not rest until we are able to rescue the 2 missing persons. There are not 3.
CPS Chengri stated that the command, in collaboration with other security agencies, were focused on arresting the perpetrators and bringing them to justice, adding that community policing requires providing security agencies with necessary and timely information to fight and prevent crime. Meanwhile, Anambra State government has called on anyone with information on the identity or whereabouts of the criminals to forward it through the state government secured security phone numbers or to any of the security agencies, and promised that such information will be well rewarded. A release signed by the press secretary to Governor Soludo, Mr. Christian Abrimia, assured residents and visitors of government continued commitment to law and order.
Anambra State Director, National Orientation Agency, NOA, Sir Joseph Uchendu, has called on Nigerians from all segments to tow the path of peace for the overall progress and development of the country. Correspondent Queen Anibogo reports that Sir Joseph made the call during a press conference at his office in Oka. Her report.
Sir Joseph, in an address titled Peace Building and Stabilization Advocacy, said it is simple to use advocacy, persuasion and enlightenment to underscore the importance of peace and usage of peaceful processes in resolution of all social conflicts, especially those arising from the recently concluded general elections. He agreed that after such contest, it is not unusual to see people divided along lines of likes and dislikes following the outcome of the election, but noted that NOA, as an agency with attitudinal change as one of its mandates, cannot fold its hands and watch the already polarized society go beyond measure. The NOA director explained that peace building and stabilization advocacy campaign is a nationwide exercise geared towards reminding every Nigerian that peace and utilization of peaceful processes should guide all their actions in conflict resolutions. He stressed that violence and violent resolutions of social issues does nobody any good.
From my agency, we can only encourage our youth, to continue adopting, adopting peace as a cardinal goal and making use of peaceful processes, peaceful processes in whatever they're doing. Of course, when you are talking of parents, their fathers and their mothers, they have a role. They have a critical role to play, as well as every other segment of society.
Sir Joseph further urged all segments of the society, and not only the political class, to cherish and live out this value peace, which he said is one of the core values comprising the national motto, unity, faith, peace and progress. Queen Anibogo, ABS News.
Education Limited has held a pan-Nigerian stakeholders engagement for education validation. The engagement held in Oka attracted lovers of education from within and outside Anambra State. Education is a software service ecosystem platform for the education sector, lesser focused in a transformational learning. Education provides a one-stop shop including hardware, software, infrastructure, hosting and support. Again, Queen Anibogo has details.
The innovator, Mr. Celestine Achi, explained that their focus is on teaching learners how to learn, training professionals in career-focused skills, and equipping educators for success. He explained that education is designed to enhance the learning and teaching experience for all individuals across all ages and social strata. While calling on everyone to join education, Mr. Achi said they do this in a visual reality campus that brings together educators, businesses, students, and schools into one community.
As fast as the speed of lightning, remember what I said during my presentation, it was built on a microservice structure, which means that you can access anyone as quickly as you can. So when you go to education.com, you will see the apps. Under apps, you see the different segments and the different apps. And you just click on the one that pertains to you, and you are live.
In an address, the chairman and founder of Education, Mr. Francis Mofunanya, noted that globally, education over the years has witnessed great evolution in methods and content of teaching and learning, and emphasis is on shifting from physical to online. He disclosed that education was developed by indigenous system engineers to provide solutions to the overwhelming needs of online learning.
How can a child in a rural area or a child in an urban area, or what the content, the education content you are getting from maybe Harvard or all these 4 Ivy schools, where can we be able, every child, to have the same quality education content, be in the same collaborative environment, without you going to all those places or using $1 or $2 to train a child to have access.
In a keynote address, Dean, Faculty of Physical Sciences, Chukwuemeka Odumegu, Ojukwu University, Igbariam, Professor Kinsley Nwozo, noted that the future is bright for education, a homegrown technology that is desirable, and encouraged the innovators not to rest on their oars. In his goodwill message, a former commissioner for information in Anambra State, Mr. Tony Onima, appreciated the innovators for the unique platform, describing it as a major disruptor in the education industry, and pointed out that they require massive support to succeed.
By the time somebody gives you an app where you can hold conversation, hold meetings, engage with students and staff without internet, that for me is a breakthrough science. That is innovation.
Also speaking, Professor Benita Matthias of the Department of Sociology, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, endorsed education and said she would join in advertising it. Others who spoke during the event include Professor Cornelius Ukweze of Unizik, represented by Dr. Chigozie Duru, and Mrs. Ifi Obi of Unizik FM. The stakeholders' engagement also witnessed question and answer section as well as group photograph. Queen Aniboogu, ABS News.
An APGA chieftain, Barrister Ifeatu Obi-Okoye, has expressed the need for the building of an all-inclusive APGA in Anambra State, where every member will be treated with love to engender cohesion and the total reclamation of Anambra as APGA land. Barrister Obi-Okoye, who was a legal advisor of the party as well as special advisor on political affairs to former Governor Willie Obiano, made this known during a media chat with journalists in Awka on his intention to run for the post of the state chairman of the party. Correspondent Ngozi Obileri was part of the event and now reports.
Tracing his political journey back to 1982 when he was elected the state deputy leader of the then Nigerian People's Party, his sojourn as a member that represented Idemili North at the Anambra State House of Assembly in 1983, his election as the state secretary of the Social Democratic Party in 1991, his emergence as the deputy state chairman of PDP in 2002, and later joined the All Progressives Grand Alliance in 2013, where he held many positions, including the special advisor to former Governor Obiano. Barrister Obi-Okoye said he has garnered enough experience to ensure that APGA is knitted together as one family. According to him, during his tenure as the acting state chairman, he led the election that brought former Governor Chris Ngige and played a major role in the elections that gave APGA 21/21 and 19/21 in the second term election of former Governor Obiano and Governor Chukwuma Soludo respectively. Barrister Obi-Okoye explained that he already mapped out strategies for the improvement of the party by having plans to take the party to the next level, create cooperative model of empowerment, reconciling aggrieved party members, creating avenue to raise money for the funding of the party, introducing corporate business entrepreneurship, among others. He stressed the need for the incoming leadership of the party to be committed to strengthening the party's unity, discipline and work ethics, calling on the party faithful to give him the needed support to serve the party at the state level, where he will work with the national executive to take APGA to an enviable height.
This is part of why I want to take over the leadership of APGA, so that we can build strength, we can build capacity, and come back to our position. We can't be struggling to be the largest. What we should be struggling is to be the largest political party in the country. That's my vision for it.
While appreciating the national chairman of the party, Chief Victoria, for what he described as forthright and dexterous manner in which he has piloted affairs of the party, Barrister Okoye also commended the state chairman of the party, Sanoba Tobi, for working hand in hand with the national executive of the party despite distractions from elements of negativism. He said that if all the party's machinery will work together, Governor Soludo's positive disruptive measures will birth a new political and social order that would enhance public service delivery in Anambra State. In Oka, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
Away now from news within the states, the Federal Ministry of Health, FMOH, says it has concluded plans to conduct the National Step Survey for NCDs, including hypertension, so as to improve on hypertension prevalence data gap. The Minister of Health, Dr. Sage Hanire, who disclosed this at a press briefing commemorating the 2023 World Hypertension Day celebration in Abuja, noted that upon completion of the survey, Nigeria will have nationally representative data of the prevalence of hypertension and associated risk factor for proper planning and designing of intervention to curb the development of hypertension in the country. Ekwe Ajide has status.
Hypertension, an important risk factor for cardiovascular diseases, CVDs, mostly heart attack, stroke, and heart failure, which accounts for a significant burden of premature mortality from non-communicable diseases, NCDs. Dubbed the silent killer, is commemorated every year by the global community on the 17th of May to draw attention on the need to combat the low level of awareness of hypertension. Oftentimes, people with hypertension do not have any specific signs or symptoms directly attributed to the condition, but consequences end in damage of specific organs in the body, including the heart, brain, eyes, and kidneys, resulting from poor control. Briefing journalists on this year's celebration with the theme, Measure Your Blood Pressure Accurately, Control It, Live Longer, the Minister of Health, Dr. Sage, said government has included additional 360 primary health centers across 17 states, plus the FCT, to provide hypertension prevention, treatment, and care services under the Healthy Heart Africa program that was launched in August 2022. The minister, represented by the Director of Public Health, Dr. Alex Oku, said already there are 104 PHCs in Kano and Ogun states, and counted Anambra, Imo, Enugu, Akwa Ibom, Delta, Rivers, and the FCT among the new 17 states supported by the HHA program. He reiterated that hypertension is preventable and can easily be detected and treated, adding that its control is paramount in reducing the burden of cardiovascular diseases in the country. In Abuja, Princess Ekwe Ajide reporting.
On the foreign scene, officials in Colombia says 4 children missing since their plane crashed in the jungle have been found alive and well more than 2 weeks later. The children are aged 13, 9, 4 years, as well as an 11-month-old baby. Their mother and other adults were killed in the crash. The government's Child Welfare Agency, ICBF, said it had received information from the field that the children had been found in good health. A pilot said he had also been told the children had been found by indigenous people deep in the rainforest. The Cessna 206 light aircraft they had been in was flying from Araracura, deep in the Amazon jungle in the southern Colombia, to San Jose de Govel when it disappeared in the morning of May 1st. In sport, Nigeria's Flying Eagles arrived in the city of Mendoza on Wednesday evening, 4 days before their opening match of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup Finals against the Dominican Republic. The team, led by head coach Landa Boso, touched down at Aeroporto International Airport, Mendoza, and was received by NFF head coach of international competitions, Dayo Enebi, anchor and officials of the local organizing committee of the competition. The Nigerian Football Federation has set up a pre-World Cup training camp for the Flying Eagles in Buenos Aires, the capital city of Argentina, where the team defeated an Argentina second division team, Almarete, and battled out a 3-3 draw with fellow World Cup finalists Colombia in friendlies. Nigeria, who will be marking their 13th appearance at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup Finals, opened their World Cup campaign in Group D against the Dominican Republic on 25th May and will also play Italy and Brazil in their order in the group phase. That's the size of our packet tonight, but remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. The main point again: Anambra State Governor Soludo has lamented killing of U.S. Embassy staff goes after killers. NOA Director Uchendo has urged Nigerians to embrace peace. On national matters, we told you federal government has provided additional 360 PSCs to tackle hypertension in 17 states. And on the foreign scene, children have reportedly survived 16 days in jungle after plane crash in Colombia. Here is a special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Thanks for being there. My name is Chinyere Ikioreke. Good night.